What is up, gentlemen? NYKia31 here. Madden 17 Playbook Review Series. Rolling with the Jacksonville Jaguars playbook. Here are the current rankings. And I'm playing Mutt Seasons. I'm rolling with Derek Carr at QB. Taking a little break from Brett Favre, which is a little bit weird. Going from a non gunslinger quarterback to Brett Favre. Or from a non gunslinger quarterback in Brett Favre to a quote unquote normal one. And that's Derek Carr. Derek Carr does that a lot. He UFOs, high point passes. But I wanted to use a quarterback with a similar skill set to Blake Bortles without having to use a Blake Bortles card. So there you go. So Jags playbook. This was a fun playbook to use. I really enjoyed using this playbook. One of the fun things about doing this series is that you occasionally come across some hidden gems that don't get talked about much, like the Chargers, for example, and the Bucks. This one is right up there as far as the under the radar hidden jewels of the Madden 17 playbooks, for what that's worth. It's got formations to deal with the meta that you see online on defense with the edge blitzes, as well as a solid package of plays to attack those who play you more straight up on defense. I'm starting out in the Jag split back here, running a little bit of power. And it's also got a little bit of a collegey feel. It's like a blend of a West Coast type feel and some college spread pass and zone read concepts. Its running game is pretty unique. Most of the playbooks in this game are zone run based. This one isn't. This one is more power run based, halfback power, gap blocking, man blocking, however you want to phrase it, type of running. Most of the shotgun zone run plays are actually zone reads, which is very interesting. So it's this neat little mix of power run, college zone read, West Coast passing concepts. You see in wide trips you have the mesh and the wide shallow cross with that auto motion tag to it, which is really nicely built. I actually screw up the read here. I'm in third and five. I'm just looking to get a first down. I had my choice of deep routes over the middle here. I see Hopkins in motion and he's wide open, as well as Timmy Brown on that dig, and he was squatting on the first down marker. Oof, big play. But the formations, they make sense and the plays make sense as well. You have that automotion mesh as well as that automotion Y cross, that deep post. You even have an empty automotion jet sweep and automotion play action jet sweep, and they all work. So there's a lot of fun stuff in this sucker. Not a whole heck of a lot of waste here. I'm in gun trips again. You stick a nod, play action Y out, flanker deep. See that Z spot there, wide receiver screen, read option, and some play action shot plays. Really good formation there. You got your gun bunch and your snuggly here. The one weird thing about this snugs is that you can't put the halfback in motion to block as a wing. And I'm not sure why. I think because of the formation's alignment, if he did, you wouldn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. That's my only thing I can think of. But I'm still able to get the ball out before the DB blitz gets there and hit the mesh as he brought the nickel blitz too. They have a good gun double set here, just running straight inside zone, I think. Mike Gillisley pops it a little bit. I like that. People think I'm nuts, but I like that Gillisley. I really do. He's 91 overall. He's not the meta as far as a power back or a battle ready back. He's more of an elusive guy. He's pretty solid. He gets the job done. And you can get him for about 12K in coins. I'm still in the gun doubles. I'm in the I think I'm in here in four verse. I'm gonna try to snap a deep out off. I don't think he's in cover two. He's in cover three. I'm able to do that, and that's a difference between gunslinger and non-gunslinger. I threw it a little bit late and tried to rat catch it with Favre. He gets it out there so quick that that's a completion. Now here I run the angle route. I create a Texas concept here. I prefer to do that as opposed to the out route for that very reason. It pulls a user middle linebacker over to cover the seam, and I'm able to hit the angle route as well. You got a good wide receiver screen. I'm still in gun doubles. So gun doubles is a good home base for this set, or for this playbook, as well as the wide trips and the snuggly and the gun bunch for those tricky edge blitzes. No huddle time. Just going to pop inside zone. Gillisley doesn't have a very high strength rating, but he has the fight for yardage trait, so he has a tendency to lean forward. He's got 90 juke and elusiveness. He's got ankle breaker chemistry and the chain mover chemistry. Just a solid player. Tight end trips as well. Bubble screen here, blitzing slot. We got Randy Moss off for the races. So a really strong package of formations in this playbook. It's got a nice mix of the popular stuff that people like, as well as stuff that makes it unique in its own right. I'm still in the gun tight end. I'm going to try my obligatory shotgun counter. And of course, it's a freaking nightmare. I always got to try one. Once a game, I got to try a shotgun counter just to see if it can pop in a given formation. Now I'm in spread. You got the play action deep out, one of the better stock plays in the game. This is spread Y flex or Y slot, whatever the hell it's called. Zip it in there to Tim Brown. I got that Tim Brown for free. I won the Ultimate Legend Tim Brown in a giveaway, and he is a beast. He is really good. By far the best receiver I've used. This is a good play. See this play in a run and shoot playbook. You have an out and seam with a trail to the back. I could have hit him early. I had the post there, but whenever I see Moss, with any space, I just go to him. It's just a habit that I have, and why not? He's got 97 spec catch, but he's not able to stay in bound. That's a good play as well. The HB circle is one of the better designed plays in the game. You just switch concept to the left, seam out, and a circle wrap at the back to the play side. Snuggly here. Looking for the flat here. We get it. We rack catch it. Let's leave this a little juke. Gets me a little bit closer. As he's, playing some coverage here closer to the red zone, which is what a lot of people like to do. You see a lot of cover four drop. You see a lot of cover two, and they try to jam up the middle of the field. So it really leads to some tight windows, and it leads you to have to high point a lot of stuff when you do try to pass it. This is wide trips ISO. Looking for a high point Moss. I probably could have tried a high point to the triangle receiver, but again, I get kind of greedy with Moss at times. He's just such a temptation to high point pass it into the red zone that sometimes I lock into him. So I settled for three there. Got an INT with Earl. We're in gun bunch. You have to play action post. You have mesh. You have corner strike. You see spot. That clear out play with the option route to the bunch side as well. Pretty solid gun bunch. The way this game plays, gun bunch is going to be effective no matter what playbook it's in. It's just a matter of how potent a given playbook's gun bunch is with the variety of plays, stock audibles, and what the run audibles are. In this playbook, the run audible or the runs are sweep and draw. There I kind of jerry rigged that a play action post to get a quick out against cover two buster. You got four version inside cross. You got a slip screen. So I would rank this right around the middle of the pack as far as gun bunches go. Here I'm dying up a Z spot, and I get a little bit too cute and overly complicated. I probably should have just kept things simple and just look over the middle short, but I kind of sent everybody long with a deep square in, which was a bit of a mistake because the square in breaks late and I get sacked. Could have scrambled out wide, but on the Z spot dig, I just kind of want to hang in there as long as I can before I have to bolt. I'm not the kind of guy who scrambles with the first sign of a read being covered. I want to work through it. If I have to scramble, then I will scramble. There's that empty that I talked about with the jet sweep, the play action jet sweep. And this empty set is particularly good because again it has a tight end as a wing. You can set him to block. You can motion him as well, and protect yourself from edge blitzes and still have four guys running the pattern. He brings the edge blitz here. think that was slant two that he brought. Unable to hit Tyreek Hill down the seam. Slant zone two, yep. So that's really the key with all these playbooks, is finding a playbook that has a varied amount of formations that you can block this stuff out of. And this one has about three or four, so you're in good shape when you go up against that kind of stuff, as opposed to if you're stuck with a playbook like the Giants or the Cowboys, you don't really have anything. If you run up against those edge heat savants, you're going to have trouble. Here he brought the noise and didn't pick up everything, but he picked it up enough to give me a shot, and that's good enough. But I didn't get it in, and I have to settle for 3 points again. So I'm not really being efficient with my red zone trips, settling for too many field goals. But I'll take a 9-0 lead as opposed to being down. Pistol. Pistol strong power. Out of the pistol ace. He has some zone read out of those pistol weak sets. Here I'm going to try to get outside and move some bodies. And here we go. Blocks hold. I'm telling you, Gillisley in space, he's not that bad at all. This corner post is really nice. So you have the corner strike on one side and a flat post read on the other. With the hat back on a block and release, I think I'm going to be pretty good here as far as getting the ball out. And we go to the corner strike side. I have both open. And Tim Brown is going to house this bad boy. Boss edition Tim Brown for free. Thank you very much, Drag. Thank you. Going to go for the 2 point conversion here. We're going to be in wide trips again. We're going to run zone read. Card gets the keep read, and we squeak in there. So that is a taste of the Jags playbook. Very fun. I really enjoyed my time with it. I think it clearly has a place in the top 20, if not the top 15. I'm going to put it ahead of the Chargers and the Dolphins, but behind the Bucks. I would have liked it more if it had more zone runs. But I think 13 is a good spot for it. It's going to settle probably in that 13 to 16 range. I don't think it's going to go any lower than 20. Real solid book. So that's that for the Jags. Next up are my JETS Jets. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you all later. Peace.